live episode of geekoutdoors.com. Now, these live episodes on Mondays, they're primarily meant for creators and digital marketers, so for all the creative geeks out there. And so what I'm going to be talking about today is building a community versus building subscribers. Now, for a lot of people, whenever they think about YouTube success, they're normally going to look at the number of subscribers and views on the videos. Now, although those things are definitely important, you got to have views and you have to have subscribers. The thing is, they're only part of the story, because if you have actually done YouTube, you're a content creator, you would know that there is a lot that goes into a YouTube channel's success. And just because you have a lot of subscribers or a lot of views doesn't mean you're necessarily successful as a YouTube content creator, specifically when it comes to actually generating income, making money. So what I want to focus on is building a community, because whenever I think about YouTube, I think about it in two ways. The first way is I think about it as a business. That's first and foremost. And secondly, of course, it's something that I enjoy doing, that I'm passionate about. Okay, so those two things are important because of the fact that you are building something for the long term. And that's why it is so important to have that view of doing something for the long term, so then you can build a community. Because if you just wanted to get a lot of subscribers and a lot of views, well, you would just pick subjects that are really hot or maybe controversial. And that way you could get a lot of views and a lot of subscribers. But the thing is, if you look at it from a long-term point of view, like a business, are those people actually going to be people who will stick around later on? And if you do it as a business, are those people actually going to be people who's actually going to buy stuff from you? Okay, so it's actually two parts. And whenever I talk about things like this, or you hear other YouTubers talking about it as a business, a lot of times people get angry because you're trying to sell them something. Well, that's how businesses survive. They sell people something. But the difference between a good business and a bad business is community. When you focus on your community and the people that you serve, that is, I think, a true, long-lasting, successful business. Because whenever I think of all of you on my channel, whether you are subscribers, which I thank you so much, or people who have just found my channel, those are the most important people to me. Because, I know this sounds cliche, but I want to put it towards a business point of view. Without you as the community, this channel wouldn't be around. It would just be me making videos for myself. And if you're not getting something valuable out of it, then you would have no reason to come back. You would have no reason to actually refer my channel or my business to anybody else. And so think about all the businesses that you actually work with every single day, where, your daily life, what you're buying, what you're paying for, who you trust. Most of the times, the ones that you go back to over and over are usually the ones that treat you better, right? They treat you as part of their community. They make you feel important. And there's a big difference between making people feel important and truly showing that they are important. And so that's why if you think about channels that just focus purely on the number of subscribers or views, and they don't really care much about their community, then normally those channels do not last long. They might have a lot of hot success for maybe a year or two or maybe 3 years because it's a hot, trendy thing. But then after a while, it's gone. And so are the people. Okay, so I just want to say hi real quick. Hey, Lumar Lee, thank you for joining. Hopefully this live stream is okay, because whenever I've done live streams outside, it's usually pretty bad quality. And so I really can't do much about that. And so that's the thing that I really want to focus on whenever people are starting on YouTube. If you just want to do it for fun and as a hobby, then honestly, none of this really matters, okay, to be honest, because you don't really see anything further beyond that. But if you actually want this long lasting, and you have to treat it as a business, and so whenever you do it that way, really focus on the people that you're serving, okay? And I know that's kind of a hard thing to actually adjust that as well, because a lot of times, if you've never done anything business-wise, hey, KI2NE, thanks for joining, great quality, awesome. Because a lot of times, if you've never done anything that's entrepreneurial or business-like, it's different, because in order for you to have anything that's remotely going to have success, you have to put a lot of times the needs of your community first before your own needs. Now, I've always said that whatever I do, I want to enjoy it first. And so that is very important to me because I don't want to do things just to do things or do things for some other reasons. I want to do it because I enjoy it. But the most important thing that comes out of that after that is I want to enjoy doing something with the community that I have. So it's like a reciprocal thing, okay? And so if you think about businesses, once again, it's a relationship thing. There's a give and take. So I give something of value to you, and obviously you, as the community or the consumer or the business partner, you give something back. Whether it's your money, whether it's your time, whether it's the fact that you actually love what's being produced by these businesses, okay? And so I really want to drive that home because whenever I started YouTube, I always had that mindset that I wanted to be for the long term. I wanted to do it more like a business. And initially, it was really hard to do because, you know, as I said in other videos, it takes a lot of time to do this, you know, and I do other things, obviously, besides YouTube. And so YouTube is just one way that I actually make money. There are other ways that I make money. And so that's how I'm able to spend a lot of time doing YouTube. And I love YouTube. You know, if I could just do this forever, and I plan to, I'm going to. Okay, and so, but at the same time, I want to make sure not to forget about the very important foundations of building this for the long term. And I always want to focus on the community because as you go through this whole journey, you'll realize that maybe a lot of what you thought was cool or maybe things that you think would people enjoy, your community lets you know, okay? Now, that doesn't mean that you should do whatever your community tells you, but once again, it is a give and take thing. So a lot of times when I put out videos, obviously, I'm hoping that people watch it, but people don't watch everything that I produce, and that's okay, because your community might be diverse, okay? So if you watch my channel, it's not just one thing, you know. I have content creation stuff on here, marketing stuff, obviously Linux stuff, which I love. And then I have geeky news and stuff. Those are things that I enjoy. And what I notice is not everybody watches everything that I produce, okay? And that's actually something I wanted to do on purpose because I could have easily made this channel only about one or maybe one topic or two main topics. And I would actually have more subscribers than I would have now. But the thing is, I want to find other people, a community that's very similar to me, okay? And so a lot of times if you are in, this is from the marketing world, if you've ever done any type of marketing, especially in the modern world, you would have heard something like an avatar, okay? Or a, you could, I mean, to be realistic, it's a customer profile. That's really what it is. But they'll call it an avatar, and there's a thing called the customer journey. Okay, so that's all part of marketing. And that has been around ever since marketing was created. Just have different terms for it, okay? And throughout that journey, the focus is always the customer. So that is something that I think is so important. And personally, I enjoy it. I mean, like right now, I have a few people watching this right now and people interacting. If I did not create this channel, if I didn't create something that at least connected with some people like me, these people wouldn't be around. And, you know, my hope is that, you know, as I'm growing, as I'm getting better, as I'm building this community, I hope that everybody else will grow with me and that they will continue to enjoy what I produce. So Lumar saying playlists are made for one topics under the same umbrella list, Geek Outdoors. Yeah, that's why I have so many playlists, because for people who only want certain subjects, they could just watch my whole playlist and just binge out on that. And that's also why that I have multiple Geek Outdoors channel. You know, I have a movies channel, I have a video games channel, because before I was putting everything on one channel, and then I realized that that probably won't work. Even though I do talk about those subjects every now and then, I want to explore other things. And thank you so much, Lumar, for pointing that out, because on your actual journey as a content creator, treating it like a business, you're going to have to adapt and change, and especially with your community, because some people might not stick around, okay, because they have a lot of options, they have a lot of content available on YouTube and many other platforms. So there's always things fighting for their attention. And so, you know, obviously you're going to have to look and see and then adapt as you go. And then obviously at a certain point, I think that a lot of people who are content creators, especially when they get big, it's much harder for them to change what their channel is about, okay? But by that point, the community has already been established. And so for me, I would rather take my time and really focus on building a community that I think I could serve the best and who's very similar to me, so that later on, they won't be surprised by anything. So anybody who's watched my Geek Outdoors channel since the beginning, they know that I pretty much have done pretty much the same thing ever since the beginning. I've talked about a lot of different things, even though they were in the same categories, and I've just expanded that over time because I'm the type of geek who, I don't know, I like to explore a lot of different things, but at the same time, I still like to keep focus. And so by doing that, the negative side is I'm going to grow a lot slower. And you know, if you compare my channel to other channels, and I don't really think you should compare yourself in that way, just kind of look and see what channels are successful. But I know that my channel is going to be slow. But the great thing was the community that is building right now. I think y'all are the coolest people. I really think that you know, as long as I'm producing something of value, y'all will be around many years later. At least that's my hope. And then at the same time, I could continually keep producing things that will go long after this channel. Maybe this channel, I might not be a part of this channel in the future, you know. Maybe in the future it might become much bigger than I am. Okay, it might be an international thing. That is my hope. My hope is that Geek Outdoors will be worldwide. That's my secret plan. And that I hope that in the future, or what I'm planning that, is that there will be other Geek Outdoors communities all around the world. Because I'm pretty sure there are a lot of geeks who like to do this. They like to be outside. They like to talk about geeky things. They love technology. And I'm pretty sure there's so many places around the world, there's so many geeks around the world who could share these things as well. And so that is it for this quick episode. I just was thinking about this as I was like outside exercising, enjoying this actually beautiful nature. And of course I have my phones with me. Yeah, so Lumar is saying weeds grow fast in the garden, quality veggies take longer. Yes, Lumar, great analogy, because I really feel I'm a very big proponent of quality for the long term. But I also feel like you need a lot of quantity at first, so then you could understand what good quality is. That's why if you watch my channel, at least published videos, I probably have more than 800 or 700 plus videos, but I actually have almost 1,000 videos. And the reason I did that is I know that in order for you to get better quality, you need to have a lot of experience producing quantity. And so I have done a video on that before where I talked about quantity versus quality. But in the end, of course, quality is where you want to be at. You know, you want to provide the best quality for the community that you have. And so that is it for this live episode. Now, if you are a creative geek and you actually wanted to learn more about becoming a content creator, then I do have something special for you. I do have a 30 video series which actually goes through my own journey with tips and things that I've learned being a content creator. And then at the same time, you're also going to get additional content that's specifically for content creators and marketers. And a lot of this stuff you won't see on my main YouTube channel, and you might not even see it on my Patreon. Actually, you won't. Most of it you won't. So that's why this is something that is special. And the best part is all of this is free. And so all you have to do is go to the link in the description area below. I will put it out there. Go there, check it out, and then join my Go Content Creators community. And so if you had any thoughts on anything that I talked about today, be sure to leave that in the comments area below. And as always, if you did get value out of these videos, be sure to subscribe. And before I go, I want to thank the people who were here. First, I want to thank Lumar Lee. Thank you so much. And KI2NE for being part of this community for so long. Thank you so much. So thanks for watching. We'll see you on another live episode.